Oh baby, here comes the sound. Took a train out of New Orleans and I never have a fear. Lie and wait forever at the end of the world. Or the last thing I see, bleeding on the floor, the floor, the floor. Starless as remain. Alright, I think that's good enough. You get the gist. What we're doing today, brothers, sisters, they, thems. Hello, welcome. I am here recording. Happy Memorial Day, I guess. Yeah, I have. I'm off of work. Oh my god, it's a miracle. And what better way to celebrate being jobless for the day than listening to My Chemical Romance? Because this has been an album that we've probably should have looked at sooner, but I've just pushed it off to this year because it would make sense. You probably already know which album I'm talking about, but there are two reasons. One, because obviously it's turning 20 years old this year, and two, this is one of the first, or one of the big requests I've gotten for the Garroott Philly request, aka the GRFR, aka the greatest fucking series on planet Earth. Yeah, I don't remember who asked for it. Let me look at my, sorry guys, let me go look at my, spreadsheet. Ah, Firewick. It says it's from the make-believe video. Jesus, you've been waiting for a couple years at this point, I'm sorry. But, hey, I told you guys, it will take a while for me to get back to everyone. If I ever do get back to everyone, so yeah, you're hopefully you're still around, because maybe one day your request will be fulfilled. May take a few years apparently, but hey, at least I got back to you, right? Sorry. Anyway, as I've mentioned already, we are looking at none other than the classic 2006 album The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. Final freaking lead, right? We looked at 3 Cheers, as you can see by the intro sauce, as well as I have a whole video on it. Actually, I have a video and like a short about it, because in 2024 it was 20 years old, which I made a video on, and then last year there was like the remastered, remixed version for, you know, the 20-year anniversary kind of thing. So I have a short on that, and I rambled about it for a bit, and yeah, we've known about Mr. MCR for a while now, and it would only make sense that we get to definitely their biggest album, that being The Black Parade. Man, this whole entire like subgenre I have a very funny history with, because like, you know, when you're growing up in high school, for me personally, I didn't want to be seen as like the emo kid, because, you know, growing up in the 2010s, it seems like that was either like a bygone era or something you just wouldn't usually be associated with. I don't know if that's just because I was a very insecure little shithead, but I just didn't feel right being a part of that aesthetic, I guess, even though it was probably mostly strictly for the music. But yeah, that definitely changed later on in high school when I finally gave the title track, kind of Welcome to the Black Parade, a chance, which was like, you know, seeing people be appreciative of that track and whatnot, and of the band, and it's like, oh, maybe it's not super bad to actually like this kind of music. Because like, if I told some of my high school friends at the time that I was like heavily into My Chemical Romance, I definitely probably would have gotten a few questionable looks. You know, that's just the culture of the time, right? I say that as in like, it wasn't just a decade ago. Jesus Christ, I started high school a decade ago. Wow, I'm getting old. Yeah, I don't know. I was probably just really insecure on the fact that I just didn't want to be associated with My Chemical Romance. It's just the emo culture that was just associated with them at that time. And I've mentioned before, right? I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it multiple times about how, like, at least for this time, My Chemical Romance didn't see themselves as true emo, which I feel like that's a talking point that's been kind of, used a lot, or it's been talked about for a while now, so I don't really need to bring it up fully or very detailed, like, because to be honest, I still don't even know like the true roots of emo music. I know the big resurgence in the 2000s because I was a huge head for that, you know, with the Fall Out Boys and the Panic at the Discos and the Paramours and the whatnot. I've told you this probably before, but yes, obviously in my more older years past the high school days, I'm like finally gave this album a chance, and it's like, wow, this album is freaking sick. Cool riffs, nice little overarching story that I'm not really too knowledgeable on because it's been a while since I've listened to this fully. Yes, this is probably the first time in like a good few years where I've like gone through everything and kind of looked into it deeper. So yeah, it just gives me a reason to re-listen to the album, because usually for the Garroott friendly request, it's because it's mainly an album that I've never heard before or never really looked into before. This one I've heard like multiple times before. It's just I decided to keep off of it for now, just for this very video. So Firewick, wherever you are, here we go. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it today. Yeah, so I have a very interesting, I guess, little history with My Chemical Romance and the genre as a whole, but you know, it just basically came down to I didn't want to be associated with it, but since I heard the music, I'm like, shit, this slaps. Who cares? Who cares? So that's like the most abridged, summarized version of that history, but I don't know if I really feel the need to get into it that deeply today, because we got an album to listen to, buddy. But first, we will do the formalities with the Genius Lord, because I remember now. And I don't need to give us a little rundown of My Chemical Romance, the band. I don't even know if I did that for 3 Cheers, but The Black Parade is the 3rd album by American pop-punk band My Chemical Romance. The concept album follows the fictional character, the patient, through the end of his life and his death. Welcome to the Black Parade, Famous Last Words, I Don't Love You, and Teenagers were released as singles, each earning a music video. The album received a generally positive reception, being called a rock and roll gem by Ed Thompson of IGN, and one of the most cohesive, engaging rock records of 2006 by Entertainment Weekly. Guitarist Ray Toro told Alternative Press, "The intention was to make something that was classic, something timeless. We wanted to make a record you could pass down." Well, here we are still 20 years later, going to listen to it again and probably going to be liking it, because I don't expect it to age poorly. In the past couple of years, I've kind of pushed off listening to it fully, so as you can see, I do have a lot of it saved, because, you know, shit, some of these riffs on here, they're freaking riffing. Look at this album cover, dude. This is just so emo, dude. This is just so emo. I'm feeling the eyeliner coming on as we speak, bro. But yeah, it's a freaking sick cover. I don't know what to tell you. I guess we can get into it then. Finally. Garroott friendly request, back again. Greatest series on earth. The Black Parade. My Chemical Romance, October 20th, 2026, 14 songs, 51 minutes, 57 seconds. Track number 1, The End. Now come on to this tragic affair. Throw on the black dress, mixing with the lot. Like to be me. You fucking piggies, I'll expect you won't cry. Get those piano chords in. Drink nothing at all. I said yeah. To save me. I'll speak later, cause this will transition into the next track. Track number 2. Dead. Jesus Christ, I just need my desk. I'll be here wondering, did you get what you deserve? And if you get to heaven, babe, did you get what you deserve? This heaven you heard the news that you're dead? Think they never liked you anyway. Oh, take if we were dead. Oh, dead. Get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. Then your punk can't take this head. Never had much nice to say. I think they never liked you anyway. Oh, take work did end in my honest observation. Found a complication in your heart so long. Listen to the horns. It's like we're in a marching band, dude. Ready? La 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 la. Well, come on! Whoa. Swearing in My Emo's rock band album? I don't know why we're laughing, buddy. This isn't funny. Ain't shit funny, dude. Why am I dead? Dead. Alright. What a start, right? What a start to the album, Jesus Christ. This is very much, I mean, it's a rock opera, right? You probably know a couple of rock operas, American Idiot, whatever the fuck Queen does, you know. You kind of feel that aesthetic here, and it definitely feels like those, I don't want to say climactic, but like one of those chaotic tracks from like a musical. This definitely feels very musical coded, you know, especially with the jumpy execution and Gerard's voice, even though we're just talking about a dude dying, literally dying right here in our very ears and our eyes. Yeah, the end, Genius here says it's like, it does feel like that's the funeral right there, but it does mention stuff about how Gerard kind of maybe having a newfound perspective in life, but obviously it seems pretty late to come when you're about to die in the next track, or have died in the next track, because that's kind of like the concept we're going through right now. It's I guess a little bit on the last breath of your life, and basically life after death, basically. So I'm sorry if I don't really get the overall concept as well as I should, because obviously I haven't really looked too deep into it, either in a while or whatnot. And yeah, I haven't really listened to the album front to back, you know, in a while, because I've been saving it for a video like this. La 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 la. On Dead, Gerard Way takes on the roles of Mother Ward, the patient, and the doctor, setting up the rest of the album to be a journey through the patient's final 2 weeks of battling cancer. Okay, so he's not dead yet on this album, or on this track specifically. The patient is speaking with his doctor in this section. The doctor promises to be frank and tells him that he has a heart problem, which is likely cancer, and his life is coming to an end. Okay. The patient pleads with him, asking if there are any ways to save him. The last line may be related to Heaven Help Us, a song written for the Black Parade that was eventually scrapped, In the song, the speaker is pleading for God to lend him a hand. This could be connected because the patient doesn't want to lose his life, but he would need a miracle to stay alive. Is Heaven Help Us like a little bit of a cult classic, or is it pretty popular within the fandom? I haven't really looked too deep into Black Parade, you know, leaked tracks, or, you know, like scrap tracks, so I never really knew about that, you know, even though I probably could have, but I didn't know there was a scrap song. I mean, it would make sense, you would scrap songs here and there in an album cycle, but I guess I never really looked too deep about that. Black Parade tells the story of a character named the Patient, a lonely man who gets cancer and ultimately dies. Spoiler alert. However, the final song of the album, Famous Last Words, has thrown some fans on a loop about whether he actually passes away. We can figure that out later. I guess it's not very cut and dry, especially with the lyrics and how they're presented, because you could just go off of the like track list and say that, oh, he's about to die, boom, dead on track 2, and this is his journey through death once this happens. But the way Genius is kind of laying it out here is that he's not dead yet, but he will eventually die due to this heart condition or cancer, whatever it may be. But even Gerard Way comes in here and fucking says like, hey, I don't fucking know, maybe he does live. I guess that's for us to figure out on this little musical journey that we are going to head into pretty soon. And then we'll leave it there for now, because the next track is track 3, This Is How I Disappear. Listen to this shit. Obviously this predates the track, but this reminds me of that Avenged Sevenfold song they used for Call of the Dead for Black Ops. You know, Not Ready to Die, it does feel very similar, right? But the unforgivable drain all the blood, Dark Knight, a sentence down below. Sentence? Sorry. And without you is how I disappear below forever now. The good girls go to heaven. Well, heaven knows is how I disappear and live my... Hear me cry out to figure out. I mean, like, Gerard Way is just fucking singing his ass off, alright. I can't get out. See that? I mean, like, he's... Jesus Christ. Now listen to this fucking breakdown, bitch. So far away from you, without you forever now. I mean, like, jeez Louise. I mean, obviously Gerard has always kind of been expressive, but it's just something about it, especially with 3 Cheers as well as Black Parade. They just feel so I don't know, I'm feeling a type of way towards this like darkness and the way he's kind of expressing this emotion through these songs, because you can definitely feel the despair in a lot of this track. Gerard will most likely talk about a lover a lot within his tracks, even though it's not really mainly a love song, but there will be a lot of subject matter with lovers, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's a pretty common observation to look at what Gerard's lyricism is like. And yeah, in the overarching setting we are in right now of, you know, battling his illness, eventually dying or being on the brink of death, or, you know, having to accept it kind of stuff, I guess he will go out to contact this lover he's in a relationship with, or an ex-lover, stuff like that. But once they're gone, it's like it feels like my a good portion of my will to keep going is gone. I will, if this relationship dies, I will die with it. A lot of dependency on this relationship, kind of, but not like well, I don't want to say over dependency, I don't even know, but it's definitely a lot of disparity in this track. The patient reaches out to a former lover, conceding that without her, no one will remember him. Okay. The whole idea is that someone is conducting a seance to reach a loved one. In an interview with Rolling Stone while still working on the album, lead singer Gerard Way said that the song was inspired by the real-life seances that Harry Houdini's wife held after he passed away, as an attempt to contact her dead husband. At the time, in 2005, Way also said that the song was his personal favorite. This could also be a tribute to I Never Told You What I Do for a Living. Okay, yeah. Sorry, maybe I'm not on the same wavelength yet as this album, but, well, I mean, it's still unreviewed, but I think the patient has just got word that he will be dead in 2 weeks. And in Dead, it goes, no one ever had much nice to say, I think they never liked you anyway. So it means no one loved him or liked him, so when he dies, no one will remember him. Okay, obviously this isn't the end-all be-all annotation, but it's another piece of input. And or there is a girl that he is trying to reach out to and save his existence, which leads up to I Don't Love You, saying that he doesn't need her anymore. I'm assuming a lot of us have heard of the phrase that you die twice. One, when you actually physically die and pass away. Two is when people forget you, because that's when you die twice. And I guess that's where the desperation comes in from this track, where he's like wishing that someone will be able to keep on to this memory, whether it be a ex-lover or really, you know, bad relationship kind of stuff, or positive or negative. It's like I just hope someone is out there, you know, making sure that I'm still alive in someone's hearts, no matter how either forgettable I was or how shitty of a person I was. I don't know, but once someone forgets you, it's like, wow, you're gone. You're gone. No one's especially with the life this person might have lived. It's like, yikes. It's pretty saddening. It would make sense as to why that guy would be like this so emotional about it. But then again, Gerard Way is just a very emotional singer, and it's sick. And also, not to mention the like riffs during this track, very sick. Like, there's one thing I give My Chemical Romance over like the other emo bands that I did like at the time, like the Fall Out Boys or the Panics, and I guess maybe a little bit Paramore too, but I'll give Paramore a pass because their rock stuff is still really good. Is that like a lot of the guitar work is very much more interesting for me. It very much leans more towards that like metal type of guitar work, and I just gravitated towards that a lot, especially a guy who grew up listening to Metallica and somewhat adjacent bands. You know, if you were one of those rock bands and like I was able to find guitar covers of your songs, and I was like, yeah, I probably would gravitate more towards you, because like more Fall Out Boy songs than Panic songs, but it's definitely My Chemical Romance who pretty much takes the cake, especially with all the guitar work, the riffs, the soloing. Yeah, it would make more sense. All right, I don't know if anyone needs to know this, but they are 3 for 3 right now. Next track number 4, The Sharpest Lives. The sharpest lives in the man. And it pours and you're out on your road. You're the one that I need, I'm the one that you load. And away with the boys in the band. I've really been, so why don't you blow me? Why don't you blow Gerard Way? Give me a shot to remember, and you can take all the pain away from me. Your kiss and I will surrender. The sharpest lives are the deadliest to me. So bright the sun is ashamed to rise and be. What a line, by the way. Like, this ain't abandoned me. And Gerard Way's moaning in my ear. Hell yeah, dude. Juliet, hello Juliet. Let's LARP. On the bender and it shows. Blow me, pain away from me. A kiss and I will surrender. Be the lights to burn all the empires. Jojo. Hey, hey, hey. You can take all the pain away from me. The embers. I mean, like, holy shit. This guy's a fucking fiend. This guy's a fucking junkie, alcoholic, living a very reckless life, very dangerous life. Maybe that's kind of why he's in the position he's in, you know? Maybe it's fucked. He's just fucked in the head. He's not mentally all there. And you know, if you're not mentally all there, you will make irrational decisions. So, hey, it is a fucked situation. You fucking party animal, you Gerard Way. Alright, next track though. well, look where we are. Look at what song is next. It's playing literally this instant. When I was a young boy, took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, son, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. The beaten and the damned. He said, will you defeat them and all the non-believers? The plans that they have made to join the Black Parade. When I was a young boy, my father to see a marching band. You grow up, would you be the savior, the beaten, and the damned? Ready, ready, ready. Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me. And through it all, the rise and fall, the bodies in the streets will carry on, will carry on. And though your carrier will carry on, the anthem won't explain it. Oh, will just send you reeling. Your misery and hate will kill us all. Paint it back and take it black. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking up. To carry on, we'll carry on. We widow marches on and on. We carry disappointed faces of your fears. Oh, cause I cannot carry on. I'm running out of breath, Jesus Christ. Don't wanna try, you'll never break me. We wanna play this part, I won't explain or say I'm sorry. I'm gonna show my scars, give a cheer. I'm not a hero, I'm just a boy who had to sing this song. I don't care, we'll carry on, we'll carry on. Dead and gone, believe me, your memory will carry your weary widow marches on. You'll try, you never break me, because the world will never take my heart. You'll never fucking break us. You never fucking break us. We'll carry the fuck on. Yeah, this song fucking sucks. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Do not kill me. Do not shoot me in the face, okay? This is the quintessential My Chemical Romance track. There's definitely a lot of tracks that will fit the quintessential mode. This is possibly... Okay, I didn't look at the streams from this in Teenagers, but if Teenagers is less than this, then this is the biggest popular My Chemical Romance track ever. And that's not to say that this is the best quintessential My Chemical Romance song. Maybe, I don't know, you can argue with that by yourselves, but this is the track that will pop up once you talk about the band. This is the song, unless... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just shitting out of my face, and that Teenagers is like way bigger than this. But I don't know. This is the track that I associate with MCR more than Teenagers. But I do like Teenagers. We'll get to Teenagers later, okay? That sounded... Anyway, yeah. What hasn't been said about this track that hasn't already? It's one of those tracks where it's like, is bigger than big. It is a ginormous track. It is a very cultural, impacting track. The beginning piano note is on the level of Kanye's Runaway. That's how much of an impact a singular intro note has on this track. You hear that one note, and then like every high school teenager that had an emo phase just like either gets a shiver down their spine or like a large groan, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they've heard it way too many times. But either way, I don't care if you think it's overplayed. I don't care if you think it's a little, you know, over the top or whatever. This is peak. This is peak MCR, honestly. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I need to learn how to play that beginning intro harmony solo because it's just so fucking sick. I need to rebuild my guitar skill. But yeah, my god. The song, as well as the rest of the album, follows the patient, a man who is dying through death and beyond. MCR frontman Gerard Way said in an interview, "I like to think that when you die, death comes for you however you want, and I feel that it's your strongest memory, either from childhood or adulthood. For this particular character, called the patient, his strongest memory is of being a child and his father taking him to this parade. So when death comes to him, it comes in the form of a black parade. There's a possibility he's a teenager and talking about when he was 5 or 6. Jesus Christ, what the hell? During the shooting of the video, the band suffered 2 very unfortunate accidents. First, drummer Bob Breyer suffered a bad burn on the back of his leg, which became infected, Jesus Christ. Even worse was when lead singer Gerard Way tore several ligaments in his leg after being playfully tackled by another member of the band. Jesus. They got those injuries on the filming of the music video for Famous Last Words. The song's intro is a chilling series of piano notes that is jokingly said to be the easiest way to make a fan of My Chemical Romance cry. See? What did I say? I do like that perspective of when you die, you get greeted by I guess your most fond memory, whether it be in adulthood or childhood. It does remind me of this one book that I read a little bit of. I honestly forgot what the title of the book was called because I don't even think I finished it, but it was like this old man. I don't know if you've read this in your high school English class too, but this is an old man who dies in I think he's at the fair or a carnival, and he's greeted by like memories during his past, right? Like I think he even meets up with his wife at one point. That was the big one that I remember the most. I don't remember a lot of the other ones, but I think he does go through other events or like people that has been very impactful to him, kind of. I don't know. I can't remember because I don't think I finished the book because I was an illiterate fuck back in high school, but it does remind me of that book a little bit, even though I haven't finished it. And yeah, I think it's a very, I don't know if endearing is the way to put it, because it does feel very saddening and whatnot. His father asked him to overcome his difficulties in life, to help the people around him that were in difficult situations, and to be an awesome person who would stand up for the weak. The way this story is told gives it strong overtones of Christian symbolism. The speaker's father corresponds to God, the Father, the Son to Jesus, tempted by Satan and his own human frailty. Jesus Christ, why did I stutter on that? And a phantom to lead you to the Holy Spirit. God is showing the patient the afterlife and promises him a future in the parade if he uses his music to reach the beaten and the damned. Yeah, it feels like Gerard Way does have a lot of biblical references to that of religion, Christianity, which is, it's fine. She might be the personification of death. Death constantly has an eye on him because he will have to die soon. Alternatively, this could be referencing the biblical character Mary, or the Black Parade character Mother War, shown below, who is on screen at this time during the music video. It could also be a reference to Gerard and Mikey Way's grandmother, Elena Lee Rush, known to fans as Helena. This seems to be the only reference to her on the album, although it's possible that there are some hidden ones. Knowing with the way that MCRs kind of showcase their lyrics, it does feel like it can be a little open-ended, and or there are multiple meanings to specific lines like here. I mean, I guess it really just depends on how you're feeling on the day. If you want to be strictly in the context of the album concept, then I guess it would be the Mother War, but obviously there are multiple ways you can look at it, and that's just the beauty of musical lyrics, dude. Who would have guessed? But I mean, like, the chorus is very much a hoorah type of feeling with it. It's like, no matter how broken, how beaten, how damned I may be, I'm still going to go through this journey, live my life as best I can, if you're still alive, as best as I possibly can. Because, it's not, this shit is not guaranteed. This shit is not fucking, I mean, it's inevitable for this guy. He has a more ideal time frame of when he's gonna go. This could have a double meaning. It could be saying that when the patient dies, the world will carry on without him just the same. This could link to the song Dead, and the lyric, I think they never liked you anyway. Alternatively, it could also mean that the patient will carry on his beliefs and independence even after death. This relates back to the first line of the bridge, do or die, you'll never make me. You'll never make me. Oh, missing something. It means that though he is gone, he will be remembered, not just disappear. With no one to remember him, he would just vanish. Yeah, I mean that would make a lot of sense too. I agree. But yeah, I don't think it's the main thing they really care about, but the fact that they do mention marching band, and in the video they are in this like marching band uniform outfit, I can see why this track also can have a certain sentiment to those of band kids, marching band kids. I mean, like, not a lot of artists you see, mentioning a marching band or wearing the marching band aesthetic, although in a very much darker, emo version. I guess you have this example with Gerard Way in the darker all black marching band uniforms compared to, I guess, I don't know, the fucking Beatles and their Sgt. Pepper outfits. I guess choose your side. Are you emo leaning, or are you hippie love is the answer 60s leaning? Pick your side. Both are good, I hope, but everything's a spectrum, baby. What else do I need to say? This song is a fucking banger and a classic, and will probably carry on for another 20 years or so. Maybe, I don't know. Depends. Next track 6. I Don't Love You. We're getting the ballad already. Yes, this music video fucking scared me. I mean, look at the eyes on her. Jesus Christ. When you go, don't ever think I'll make you try to stay. And maybe when you get back, I'll be off the road this time that you still love. So take your clothes and get out. Better get out. I don't love you like I did yesterday. Times I cry so hard from pleading, all this needless beating. Another dollar's just another blow. Then again, while you can. Then turn to say yesterday. Would you have the guts to say like I loved you yesterday? Yesterday. I loved you yesterday. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can definitely look at it into the context of the patient, and I guess this could feel like a response from the lover about, being able to keep them in their memory, maybe still love them, either, in this current state of dying or even after death, or it's like, will you be able to admit that even if our relationship is very much in ruins, will me being gone, will me being dead kind of impact that in a way? In this case, maybe for the worse. I guess it's a very interesting conversation to have, where it's like, how much of a person how much of them will you be impacted or, personally attached to once they are dead? Like, is the attachment gonna grow harsher or harder, because death is such a permanent thing? Or will it be something where it's like, oh, you're gone, it is what it is, I got my own life, I have to move on, kind of stuff, which, it's it's a very sensitive topic to have. It comes to this whole conversation, side tangent, about keeping someone's memory alive when they're dead, because that's how people die twice. But even still, if you don't look too crazily into the lyrics, it does feel like your usual rock ballad heartbreak song. You can definitely look past the subtopics of death and wanting to keep a memory. You can just definitely, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. It's like, you can still definitely relate to it as like your usual rock ballad breakup track. Especially in little high school at the time, this is definitely a track where I felt like I probably would have gotten the most emotional with. I know a lot of people will probably have that usual connection to the piano line from Black Parade, the track prior, but I mean, as a guy who really wasn't that emotionally attached to the piano line, for a while, this is something that is more relatable to, I say, the more non-emo, the more common person, because it definitely just feels like your relatable breakup track. And that's fine. It's fine the way it is. Now, would I take this over, say, Three Cheers' ballad, The Ghost of You? Depends on the day. Depends on the day. The Ghost of You is definitely a more, I feel like it's definitely a more harsher tune than I Don't Love You, so I guess it just depends. And it's not like the Ghost of You is like strictly a heartbreak track. Am I forgetting stuff? At the end of the world. I literally just sang the song. What the fuck am I doing? Never. Okay, yeah, never mind. It's still a heartbreak track, but obviously with more, you guessed it, death. Unexpected death. Yeah, they're pretty much in the same vein almost, but the Ghost of You, I guess, is more sudden and something really can prepare for. So yeah, very beautiful track. It just gets you right into that like rock ballad feel. Just think of like a very powerful rock ballad to you, and I'm like, this is definitely one of them for me. But next track 7, House of Wolves. Sorry, I haven't listened to this track in a while. Give me a break. This is another one of those like, no, it's like a, I don't know the right word for this type of aesthetic, but you know what kind of groove it is. We got innocence for days. Well, I think I'm gonna burn it in hell. Buddy, burn the house right down and say, want us to say, tell me I'm a bad man, kick me like a stray. Tell me I'm an angel, take this to my grave. S-I-N-I-S-I-N, from the ambulance who never gave a care. Sang the praise, said rashes. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, I'm an angel, take this to my grave. Freaking look at the tone of that.
Because they're never gonna leave you alone. They're never gonna find you a home.
God. I mean, listen to that shit, dude. Jason Jazz Club group. I think that sounds about right. Like that little late night jazz side street shit. I don't know. Welcome to fucking hell, bitch. Hey, that's where all sinners go. So don't have premarital sex. Next track, Cancer. Oh shit, dude. Oh shit. Speaking of emotional ballads too. No way. If you could get me a drink, cause my lips are. Look at that little walking line, huh?
And bury me in now my favorite.
I will not kiss you. Part of this is leaving you.
Cause I'm awful just to see.
Know that I will never marry. Counting down the days to go. Just stay living.
And I just
Hope you know. You say goodbye today is leaving you. Yeah, man. Obviously, with the talking topic of cancer being the kind of reason why our protagonist, the patient, whoever is feeling this way, eventually on his way to death, and he just feels kind of defeated here. It definitely feels like this defeatist mindset where it's just like, yep, the cancer's gotten the best of me. I'm trying everything I can, but even with these treatments, even with the chemotherapy, I don't feel great. I don't feel good, and I don't feel alive. He's on his last leg, and he's either going to a not fun place down below, but I feel like it's normal to get these types of thoughts when you're almost on your deathbed, pretty much on your way to being dead. It takes a lot of strength and fortitude, I feel like, to be in a great mindset, especially in a condition like this. It takes a lot of strength, and I don't blame people for being in a similar headspace as this song kind of portrays, if you are in, you know, an unfortunate position where you are kind of on your deathbed, whether it be cancer or a certain illness that leaves you bedridden, have your days numbered. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who have listened to the song who's, you know, personally had an experience with cancer that might just lose it at the thought of this song because it's just, you know, shitty illness and whatnot. And yeah, tugging on your heartstrings, especially if you experience something quite similar to this, not like one-to-one, but like having a family member feel very much defeated because of their unfortunate position that their health has taken. But, you know, I'm pretty sure if you even just go to like the YouTube videos from this song, it's just like there's probably gonna be a few comments here and there talking about like their personal experiences with cancer or a loved one that's been through it. And yeah, shit sucks, man. I haven't personally experienced anyone with cancer at this moment, but either way, whether you haven't experienced it personally or have, I think it's pretty much common sense to say that it's definitely something that is just extremely fucked. Fuck. Sorry. Next track, Mama. Sorry, that's not what the title is called. Oh, look at that opening line.
Mama, we all go to hell. This letter and wishing you well. Oh, well, now, Mama, we're all gonna die.
Mama, we're all gonna die. Stop asking me questions. I'd hate to see you cry. Gonna die when we go. Don't blame us. We'll let the fires just burn us. Famous, will you go?
Full of lies.
Yep.
Meant for the flies.
Oh, okay.
Thwart into my legs and to my top. Better son if you could count on the infection.
I could have been a better son. We go, don't blame us. Yeah, we'll never let you go. Manners when you go. Listen to that guitar. Like, who the fuck is doing these breakdowns in the emo scene, bro? Maybe I'm just not tapped in, but Jesus. Hello, Lisa Minnelli? Fuck up, oh God, you would cry out your... We carry the flame. Wow. what a sick fucking, you know, breakdown we have over there. You can see the track does mention it's not really a track that's following the same storyline as like The Patient and the cancer and whatnot. This is very much a track which is like another wartime track, but it's still under the umbrella of, you know, death, your journey to death kind of stuff. So it's still relevant to the overarching concept, but not strictly in the timeline of The Patient and the cancer. It definitely does give that sense of fucking chaotic mess that wartime is, especially with that breakdown. And even like the beginning lines, the mama we all go to hell, it's just another instance of this guy being super desperate, or, you know, kind of losing it in time of war. I mean, who probably wouldn't with, you know, with wartime, but it's definitely more than just a like, oh, I'm being super edgy, you know, welcome to hell, dude. We're going to fucking hell. It's, you can still look at it a little, you know, more than that, where it's just like, you know, wartime definitely feels like there are never good guys in war, right? Someone's still bound to kill somebody. It might have been an innocent goer or whatnot. It could have been the most, you know, it could have been the reincarnation of Hitler, Hitler Light, you know, whatever. But either way, in times of war, there really is no winner besides the guy who overthrows the other opposing government's army, I guess. And even still, like, the politicians who bring us into this war, they're probably not seeing the pearly gates either. They started that shit. You know, it definitely goes up from the micro level to the macro level of who really is the innocent ones in times of war, when realistically, I think the only exception are those who are literally just on bases doing jack all, fuck all. You know, maybe there's definitely some sort of contribution to times of like super heavy casualties of wartime and whatnot. And hey, maybe this guy's kind of self-aware. It's like, you know, I've made some bad mistakes. I should have been a better son. I should have been a fucking daughter, so I wouldn't have to be in this goddamn mess. But hey, I wasn't a perfect person. I'm probably a sinner too, and I've accepted it. I've accepted it. I can't wait to fucking die in this battlefield and never be remembered because my politicians don't give a shit about our little pawns on the battlefield. You know, that kind of stuff. I'm very much another one of that defeatist, accepting death type of mindset, but I guess in a different lens, a more harsher lens, I guess. But my god, that fucking breakdown. That shit was sick. Next track, Sleep. Gripping my throat? Breathe! Kissing goodbye. Yeah, sleep.
Your dreams.
Truth, Luke. 3 Cheers. I know that. I know that album. Genius said they recorded the Black Parade in a haunted mansion. Kiss me goodbye and sleep.
I've seen.
Jesus Christ. Just sleep, bro. Jesus Christ. Reference to the Smashing Pumpkins song Glass and the Ghost Children. You know, MCI seems to take a lot of influence from the Pumps. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mr. Pumpkins are a heavy influence on Mr. MCR. I guess don't go to a haunted mansion to sleep and record music. But that was sick. Clean up your looks with all the lies in the books, cause they sleep with a gun, and keep an eye on you, son, because the drugs never work. They're gonna give you a smirk, cog in the murder machine. What they say? Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. Darken your clothes or strike a violent pose. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. What you got under your shirt will make the bed, they said. Oh, teenagers scare the living shit out of me. So darken your clothes or strike a violent pose. Yeah. They could care less as long as someone will bleed or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone. All together now, teenagers scared. Maybe they'll leave you alone. But they could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes. Violent pose. Leave you alone, but not me. Holy, I think I might have fucked my voice trying to do that scream. Yeah. So, as I was saying about the Black Parade, this is probably a good close second, or the big one if it's been overtaken, of popular, biggest, quintessential My Chemical Romance songs. personally, I haven't looked too deep. Personally, I don't know how this really fits into the overarching concept of the Black Parade, because usually when it comes to this song, it's usually from the fact that Gerard Way was a pretty old guy, and I guess his fan base is very much like this younger teenage demographic kind of thing, and that's kind of where we get to Teenagers Scare the Living Shit Out of Me, where it's like, oh geez, is this age gap normal, you know, from like artists to fan base? And it's like, oh geez, am I having, I don't know if he's, this is kind of going off of like bullshitting right now, but like, oh god, what kind of influence am I having on the youth kind of thing? I'm assuming, unless Genius can kind of help me out here and pull more of the pieces together as to why this track exists and why it exists on this album per se. The singer reminisces about his teenage years and attempts to convey the unfair prejudice against teenagers that he experienced. In this song, the singer Gerard Way talks about how adults are apprehensive of teenagers for no apparent reason. He remembers how when he was younger, grown-ups would be scared of him for no reason. And the idea for the song was born when he found out that he himself was old enough to be nervous around teenagers. Okay, that's the one where, that's part of it where I was like, yeah, that sounds about right, or that from what I remember hearing. The song was written by Gerard when he was on a subway and had a panic attack because there were so many teenagers writing on it as well. When guitarist Frank Leo heard the song for the first time, he thought it was a joke. I don't know if it was strictly because of his band and the fan base. Maybe it was just a more general like age gap kind of thing where it's like, oh wow, I'm getting old type of thing. I also think it describes how schools and other faces of authority try to make kids like robots, making them look, act, behave, and live all the same way. They will force their ideals on the kids to make them perfect. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's not just like an anti-teenagers, like, I hate all kids, right? Kids are fucking stupid kind of thing. It's definitely on the side of where it's like, yeah, these kids should be able to be their own individual, be unique, be expressive kind of stuff. I don't want them to just be another soulless pawn for the, you know, elites, I guess. And that would definitely fit Gerard a lot, as well as it would also fit the fact that he got a panic attack riding public transportation with a bunch of other teenagers. Gerard Way is not a guy who's usually fitting that unique mode of a teenager. I don't really know, you know, his childhood lore, but you know, even still in his My Chemical Romance days, it's not the ideal of a I guess singer, I guess, even though like a lot of rock bands do have a very unique look. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore, but it's like Gerard Way is definitely a guy who's not kind of fitting into your usual normal teenager lifestyle. And that's even without looking at the usual MCR lore, or, you know, Gerard Way adult childhood lore. What is the music video film? Verdugo Hills High School. Is it true that this is about a school shooter? Assuming you're talking about this video. Oh.
Welcome
Oh, the pop song professor. Wow, I haven't seen a video from you in a long time. 8 years ago. Holy. It's about gun violence. It's about a really big problem in America where kids are killing kids. The only thing I learned in high school is that people are very violent and territorial. Yeah, I mean, like even in the end of the music video, it's like they have a message about sources to a landline where it's like, if you're being bullied or whatnot, get help, or reach out for help. You aren't alone type of stuff. So I'm scared of you, but I'm also worried for you, kind of thing. And sure, I guess it doesn't really fit into the overarching concept of the album, but maybe you can tie it in somehow. But either way, as a single and as a popular song of the band, I mean, it is a classic freaking track. I mean, at the beginning of my 3 Cheers video, I have a video covering the guitar solo, and it's a fucking shitty video because I still haven't found a way to set up recording my guitar through my computer. But it was just a little guitar cover that I want to get out quickly. And yeah, I don't know, a lot of my solos I feel like could be better, whether it be like I played it a little bit off, or maybe the recording audio just isn't the greatest, because it literally is most likely just a rip from my iPad or iPhone So it's like, yeah, it could always be better, but man, maybe one day you'll get an actual decent recording of a guitar solo that I do. But like I said, I need to rebuild my skills because I haven't been playing for a while. So yeah, me from a few years ago would probably be pissed with the fact that I haven't really been playing guitar as much. But don't worry, I'll make him proud one day, I'm sure. Next track, Disenchanted.
When I was there on the day, I hate the ending myself.
Sick. Manga be like, sorry.
It was the run of the crowd and said you won't feel a thing. Staying.
Hell yeah, you are a character, Mr. Patient. So wrong. Night long. Oh, Jesus Christ. Never meant nothing to you. Jesus Christ. I'm so wrong. Fuck no. Sad song with nothing to say. Oh. It's just a sad song with nothing. I'm sorry, man. You tried your best to make best of your life. Turns out your life was just not that great. And that's okay. It'll all be over soon, man. I hope you just had the best... No, you did not have a really good life, but it just is what it is. Your life was full of interesting stuff, very eventful stuff, but I guess reflecting on it, you just did not like it. That's very sad, but apparently you just got nothing to say. That's kind of... Wow, that's fucked. That's fucked. Wow. And yeah, let's see how you ended off with famous last words.
I can make,
But where's your heart? But where's your heart?
there's nothing I can say.
To change. Bright lights, but can I speak? Sorry, I haven't listened to this song in a while. A life that's so demanding, I can't speak. I am not afraid to keep on living. Can stop me going home.
On the other side, understanding.
I am not afraid to keep on living. I am not afraid to walk. I'll be forgiven. Nothing you can say. It's right, life.
I see you lying and unafraid. Words I thought I'd never speak.
Wow. What a technical ender to the album. It is very, such a very powerful track. Of course, they've kind of alluded to the fact that this is very much an either or type of ending that you can kind of choose based on your preference, I guess. It does give you an option to feel like, oh, by some grace, some miracle, some form of stars aligning, my illness is gone. I survived this brutal illness. I have a newfound life. I am literally living again, and I'm going to live this life to the fullest. Make it a life that I'm very proud of. That's probably the most fairy tale ending. I don't want to say fairy tale, but like that's like the happy ending, right? Where you somehow beat the odds, beat the illness, and I decide to with the near-death experience, decide to live life as best as I can, whether it be repairing relationships, do what my parents want me to do, make a good example of myself for society, whatnot. And that's very good. That's something you can definitely think of that is very possible. But there's also the other option where it's more of a last hurrah kind of thing. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to live my life if I do make it past this type of illness, but it's just more of a try to keep yourself in an optimistic, powerful, last hurrah type of mindset before you eventually, unfortunately, pass and just roam the earth being a ghost of your former self, roaming the earth as a spirit, whatnot, whatever the way Gerard may want to express it as. And it's like a going down fighting more type of ending than the ideal, optimistic, miracle happy ending, which I think both ways are fine. I personally lean towards the going down fighting, I still pass away type of ending, just because I feel like the way it's been set up throughout the album makes it feel like that's kind of where it leads to. But then again, I'm not sure how much Gerard wants to lean into realism or make it more fantasy based. I really don't know, and I haven't really looked at discussion threads to kind of play with both ideas. I'm kind of just going off of the album strictly and just how I'm feeling while listening to this album. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting right now, where it's he's still, unfortunately, the guy still passes away, but then he just roams the earth, maybe as a spirit, maybe with whoever is still a part to keep him alive, whatnot. It's still very much a little bit of redemption, I feel like. At least a little bit more uplifting from the cynicism he's had, where it's no one's gonna give a shit about me, I'm gonna be burning in hell, that kind of stuff. So it does feel very much like an anti-suicide type of song. It feels very much uplifting in a way. It feels like the most happiest song of the entire album. There's definitely more upbeat songs where it's has that little happy-go-lucky musical type of groove to it, but this one just feels way more uplifting, whether it be lyrically or just how the song is just portrayed. It just feels very much like a burst of energy. And especially a lot of people who might be down on themselves, they can relate to the chorus tenfold. I'm not afraid to keep on living. I'm not afraid to walk this world alone. Honey, if you stay, I'll be forgiven. It's you can definitely look at it in a sense of suicide and depression and that kind of stuff. What we've seen with My Chemical Romance and Gerard Way's type of songwriting is that there's definitely multiple angles to take the song in, and I guess that's the beauty of having a more open-ended type of song structure or song lyrics. So, Genius, you got anything to say? A lot, apparently. The final proper track on the album lets the listener decide whether or not the patient does die. It strengthens many fans because of the determination and perseverance the band included in the lyrics. Yep, there you go. Frontman Gerard Way wrote this song for MCR bassist and his brother Mikey Way. Mikey temporarily left the band during the recording of the Black Parade album due to severe anxiety, but agreed to resume working with them upon hearing this track. Aw, that's... See, look at that. That's really wholesome. That's just really uplifting. Gerard took to Twitter to share what his favorite song from the album is. He originally said Sleep, but changed his stance. I don't know, guys. Famous last words. Kinda kick Sleep's ass. FLW for the win. Jesus, 2013. Does Gerard Way still tweet? I don't think he does, but maybe once every 5 years. The music video for this song features a disheveled MyChem playing their instruments while various props and pieces of the Black Parade memorabilia burn all around them. It is a rather symbolic video, Jesus Christ, and considered by fans to be one of the heaviest thematically. Gerard agrees, saying it was written at the darkest period in this band's career. It's also worth noting that almost every member of the band was injured in some way during the filming of this music video. There we go. Former MCR rhythm guitarist Frank Lero shared this photo on Instagram years after the music video was filmed. Gearing up for recording tomorrow, found this charred treasure from the Famous Last Words video shoot. First time the case has been opened since the fire. Still smells like gasoline. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Bob got burned because he can't move around while playing drums. I'm pretty sure Gerard got tackled by Frank and where he tore his ligaments. Ray and Bob got blisters from playing for long periods of times. I'm not sure what happened to Mikey though. Anxiety. In an interview, Ray described this track as one of his favorites. Famous last words leaves the listener with a sense of hope at the end of the record and at the end of the journey. There are definitely way more stuff you can talk about with this track, whether it be the open-endedness of the ending or how this song has personally impacted you, whether you were in a very rough patch in your life kind of stuff. It's definitely one of the most positive My Chemical Romance tracks. Even if you look at like the I Still Die at the end ending, it's very much still, I keep saying uplifting a lot because I can't find any fucking synonyms, but it's very much like lifting you up kind of thing, having you in a better mindset even if it is followed by something like death. I can see why a lot of people gravitate toward this song as one of their favorites, whether it helped them personally or not. It's a good track. It's a good way to end off the album too. But there is technically a hidden track, so let's listen to it. Last track, Blood, hidden track. How long is this intro of silence? Because I know the track's like a minute long. So, you know what? Let's just sit here. Wait till the piano comes in. So how's your guys' day? Have you liked the video yet? Have you subscribed to the channel yet? Please do. I want 1,000 subs this year. It's definitely doable, so rip it up! So carry on, we'll carry on. No, you're turning on, believe me. Your memory will carry on. More on Genius. My Chemical Romance and Rage Against the Machine's music spikes on Genius after reunion announcements. Wait, Rage Against the Machine is coming back? What the fuck? How 9/11 inspired Gerard Way to form My Chemical Romance. I have heard about that. I haven't really looked into it, but I know that's definitely... There we go. Here it comes.
Encourage your complete cooperation. I don't know how.
This is a fucking article from 2019. No wonder why. Blood. Gallons of the stuff. Keep drinking, it will never be enough. So get the blood. Grab a glass because there's going to be a flood. But it's really quite alarming, cause you're such an awful fuck. Blood. Gallons of the stuff. I give you all that you can drink and it will never be enough. I'm the kind of human wreckage that you love. Family Guy ass ending. Oh, I already fucked it up. Jesus Christ. No, it's not a Family Guy ass ending. I'm sorry. That might have been a little too mean, but what a hidden track, guys. But yeah, look, this is an article from fucking 2019. No wonder why it's like I haven't heard about it. Have any of them released an album since 2019? The pandemic definitely had to have been a factor in this, because like we didn't get a My Chemical Romance track till like 2022, and I don't even know if Rage Against the Machine has done anything since this fucking article posted. But hey, maybe I'm just not tapped into Rage like that, even though I've listened to Rage Against the Empire, or not Rage Against Evil Empire and Battle of Los Angeles. Both are fucking great albums, by the way. If you haven't listened to those albums, holy shit, you should. Probably should listen to the self-titled, but that's neither here nor there. But the hidden track on the Black Parade, it has a very old-fashioned chipper style that is meant to be ironic considering the horrid nature of the lyrics. The song is a bit of dark comic relief after the album. The patient has just relived horrific experiences at the door of the death, but in famous last words, makes the decision to persevere through life rather than accept his death. Okay, well, I guess according to this Genius annotation, the canon ending is the fact that they survive. Now he returns to life and wakes up in the hospital under extensive treatment and sings a sarcastic tune about how, even though he chose to live, life kinda sucks. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, that's what life's all about. It's just experience it sucking. That's just life, dude. That's just life. You have to go back to your chud ass life now. Hope you're happy, man. The song was created after Gerard hurt himself while filming the famous Last Words music video. He hates needles and hospitals and refers to them, the hospital staff, as vampires, as he has called many in past albums. That sounds more like Gerard way. Yeah, I do remember the music video where they are in the like locker room. It feels like they probably just finished recording the Teenagers video, so it's like, fuck it, let's record the video here, which I feel like probably makes sense. I don't know. Probably won't look too deep into it. It's probably just like something they had in mind, and it's like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just stuff it at the end of the album. I don't know if it's like an Abbey Road situation where like the producer kind of left it there, or like it's a Gerard way decision. I don't know. But either way, it's a fun little track, and I don't really have too much to say about it other than it's fun and little funny, very sarcastic, very Gerard way. And yeah, well, that being said, that was the Black Parade, and wow, a classic. I mean, like, literally, it's one of those albums where it's like, what can you say about it that hasn't already been said? It's been 20 years since it's dropped. Actually, it's been a little under 20 years. In October, hey, once October comes around, you better watch this video again. I don't really care, but yeah, it'll be 20 years old this year, and I feel like a lot of people have gone through phases through this album, phases through this band. A lot of people will say that, you know, in your emo years you'll be listening to My Chemical Romance, and you know, maybe you'll go out of it, you'll go out of that phase, mom, and maybe you won't go back to this album as much as you used to. But still, I'm like way past my high school days, and I still think this album is as good as I first gave it a chance. Yeah, I honestly think if you still have some form of stigma against emo music and like the emo culture, it's like, I think you just need to just let the music play, hear it out. I think it's definitely worth your time, even if you aren't the biggest fan of like the rock opera type of concept album style. Gerard Way's expressive vocals throughout all of these songs, the wonderful instrumentation work from, I know I mentioned the guitars a lot, but even still, like the drumming. I'm sorry, I don't have a keen ear for bass yet, but I'm pretty sure the bass lines are pretty sick. Yeah, like how many guitar riffs have you heard from this album? It's like, wow, that's actually some really great guitar work. It's not like okay guitar work. It's like, wow, some of this stuff is like really impressive. How many people have you seen try to do the Teenagers solo, or how many people have you seen just press the intro piano note to Welcome to the Black Parade and just instantly get a pop out of a bunch of little emo fans? Even past the big popular songs like the guitar harmonies in The End, The Sharpest Lives, even the ballads with Cancer and I Don't Love You, even though those are very popular songs still, but a lot of these songs are popular, as you can kind of see, but there's still a lot to go home about. And even still, you can have that little conversation about the ending, whether or not you do believe that he does get better and he does live his newer life, even if blood kind of ruins that that uplifting sentiment, or if you think he still dies in the end. I think that's a good way to have a conversation about the album still, especially having it being a concept album. You should have some form of conversation about it. I'd hope. If you have a concept album with nothing noteworthy to talk about, then that's just sad. I mean, you see the album cover, you see the title, you see the song track list. Death is definitely a huge playing part in the aesthetic of the album. How many times have been mentioned about death, and you know, loved ones too, also a main component, but even still, death of relationships. I guess it does have a little conversation to have about dying twice, like I mentioned, about how whether or not you've kind of left a legacy memorable enough for people around you or who are close to you to remember you once you're gone. I guess if you want to get a little preachy about it, I guess it's just to live a better life than you think you should, because once it's gone and you reflect on your life, then what is there of it? what is there to be making note of? What is there to be fond of? Was there to remember besides your like growing childhood years? It's like, if you haven't made a life worth living, then what's the point? What's the point? It's not like My Chemical Romance is telling you to just give up on life, obviously. I mean, what we just talked about in Teenagers, Famous Last Words, they're still giving you chances to where it's like you can still turn stuff around. And of course, you know, there are times where Gerard is a little tongue-in-cheek, he's a little bit sarcastic, he's a little bit kicking you, but that's just, I think that's just kind of the way Gerard just expresses himself sometimes, and that's fine. I think it's very much in character for him. It makes him the unique artist, songwriter that he is from this time, from the 2000s. It's just a very prominent 2000s rock album. I think it's definitely an essential rock album of the 2000s. I feel like you can't really talk about 2000s rock without at least mentioning this album, because just of how good it is and how impactful it's been on the scene, and the like pretty much the short lifespan of the band, besides, you know, their comeback announcement from apparently 2019, but the comeback song in 2022. And I know they've been touring here and there and playing festivals, so it's like, yeah, I mean, when did they stop? Like 2013, 14, something like that? I don't know. But it's like, yeah, they definitely had a very short lifespan until they came back, but what an impact they had with especially Three Cheers and this album right here, probably what a lot of people will call their magnum opus. The thing is though, do I like this over Three Cheers? I know it's gonna be very much of a cop-out to mention the question and not answer it truthfully or like straightforward as I could be, but I honestly don't know. I will say I have listened to Three Cheers way more than Black Parade, but that's also because I've been putting off Black Parade just for this video. But most of them are like great to iconic tracks. I don't know if like the general fan consensus is that like there is a quality gap between the two albums, but I honestly personally think that they're way closer than hopefully people believe. I think they're still on even playing fields, but that's just because I like Three Cheers as much as I like Black Parade. So yeah, I honestly can't give you a definitive answer as to what I like over the other, but let's just say on any given day, one's probably better than the other, and that's probably a very cop-out answer, but that's the best I'm gonna say right now before I like clip it and be like, oh, I think this album is better than this album. But hey, maybe a more seasoned veteran My Chemical Romance fan can give their opinion on which album they like better than the other. Hell, if you say Danger Days too, that's completely fine. I can't say I've listened to Danger Days fully, but hey, Na 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 is a banger. Na 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 is a banging track, so is what it is. But I think that's all I really have to say right now. I tried to say my personal praises about this album. Hopefully it adds something to the conversation that's already like almost 20 years old. Hopefully it gives you a reason to just re-listen to the album again, just because it's that good, and it will turn 20 in October, by the way. So with that being said, thank you for watching another My Chemical Romance album reaction in the books. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Watch my other My Chemical Romance videos if you want to. Watch my non-My Chemical Romance videos if you want to. Watch my non-Garroott friendly request videos if you want to too. Garroott friendly request is back for this video, and hopefully not only this video this year, because my god, very busy year this year. But I do want to be a little bit well, yeah, I hope to upload videos here and there still, no matter how busy work may be or may get. But yeah, I got a couple other stuff in mind in the old noggin, and I can't wait to finally get to it, because I want this album reaction out at the beginning of the year. I literally tried to plan this to be the first video of 2026, like January 1st level type of first upload of the year, because I thought, man, that would have been a fucking banger. But obviously I had my trip, I couldn't get the 2025 videos out in time because I'm just bad with time management, I guess. And yeah, here we are 5 months, 6 months into the year. God, life is just interesting, isn't it? Hey, better late than never, right? There's definitely other ideas I've been having in mind, but we'll just see where life takes us at this point. I got a couple other albums that I'm kind of dead set on next, so besides those that I have in mind, and obviously the new albums that come out that I wouldn't mind making a video on, be prepared. That's pretty much it. Yeah. My Chemical Romance. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what thoughts you had about this album, and yeah, I can't wait. I feel like this has been a very anticipated album to have on the channel, and I'm glad it's here. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to go eat pizza now. Goodbye, and carry on.